Several years ago, a gentleman came to visit the church where I was pastoring. Very nice man. He came in, we chatted, he was interested in studying the Bible. So he went through a whole set of Bible studies. At the end of that time, I asked him if he'd be interested in being baptized and giving his life to Jesus. He smiled and kind of hesitated a little bit. I said, "Was there something you had more questions about?" He said, "Well, I'm just not so sure about this whole forgiveness thing." I said, "The Bible promises if we confess our sins that Jesus will forgive our sins." He says, "Yeah, I'm just not sure if he can forgive my sins though." I said, "What do you mean? Tell me your story." He said, "Jamie, a long time ago, I was in Vietnam. And my unit was up on top of a hill. We were surrounded and the enemy was coming up the hill." He said, "Jamie, it was so easy. And it was kill or be killed, and I know it's war, but I still struggle with what I did that day." He said, "Jamie, on that one day, I killed over 100 men by myself. 100 men." He says, "I haven't slept well in so long, and I know it's war, but I still feel so much guilt. These were fathers, brothers, sons that I killed. I don't know if God can forgive that." So I opened up my Bible, and I read 1 John 1:9. And it says, "If we confess our sins, any sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us of our sins and then to cleanse us from all unrighteousness." You see, God doesn't offer forgiveness just for small sins or even medium-sized sins. There are examples all throughout the Bible where God forgave even the biggest of sins. And in the promise in 1 John 1:9, it doesn't say that he'll forgive some sins. It says he will forgive any sin and then help cleanse us from all unrighteousness. That is a God who loves us dearly and more than anything wants us to spend eternity with him. And he earned the right to forgive you and me on the cross. I told him to go home for a couple days, think about it, pray about it, and read through 1 John 1:9 a few more times. A couple days later, we talked again, and he said, "Jamie, I think I'm ready to be baptized." And it was my privilege to be in the baptistry with him, to lower him under the water, and to bring him back up, sopping wet, a big smile on his face, because he knew that he was forgiven. My friend, maybe you're struggling with something in your own life. Maybe there's something that's been distancing you from God, something unresolved between you and him. You might even be living with some low-grade guilt every day. Wouldn't it be nice to be free from that guilt? My challenge to you today is to take some time alone with God. Read through 1 John 1:9. If there's something unresolved between you and God, ask him for his forgiveness, and he promises that he will forgive you, and not only just forgive you, he will help you to overcome sin in the future. What a loving God we serve. I'm Jamie Houghton. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.